Okay. Hello. Hi, how are you, everybody? My name is Ivan. I am calling from, I'm not calling you guys. You are on my Zoom call. That's fantastic. I say that all day long. I'm so sorry. Hello, guys. My name is Ivan Rosa. I am the Director of Admissions for Asia Pacific region for Hult International Business School. So we are going to be having an amazing opportunity today. We're having an alumni panel, but first I'm going to just walk you through very fast through our master's degrees, MBAs, what types of results we've had in the past, and as well as our career opportunities. So what we're going to see today is a little bit more into the world of Hult. Now, we do have a Q&A box, so please feel free to ask all your questions there, so I can definitely answer as we go. Perfect. So today we're going to focus in collaboration with international teams, work with real business projects, and gaining international work experience. So in order to do that, I'm going to use one tool, which is YouTube. And I'm going to show you an awesome video.
We humans, we love to learn. We've got the hands, feet, ears, eyes, mouth, nose, and brain to figure out what works and what doesn't work from the world around us. It's instinctive, it's natural, and it works. So why not learn business this way? The secret to building the skills employers actually want is practice. Practice, practice, practice. So why not start in the classroom? At Hult, we take the theory, the research, the expertise, and we put the challenge into your hands so you find out what happens for yourself. We're not just about what sticks in your brain, but how you flex it. Because real life is not found on an exam. And with career coaching, there's no way you're not hitting your goals. Thanks, coach. Graduation, it's more than finals. You'll have a proven skill set from working on real-world business challenges so you can smash any interview and make an impact on the job from day one. Because grades alone don't show who you really are. P.S. With campuses around the world, you're about to go global. There are a lot of places where you can learn about the business world. There aren't many places where you can live it. To learn business, you've got to do business. Makes sense, doesn't it? Hult, for those made to do.
Oops. Hello. I'm having a technical issue here. Let me just try to fix this real quick, guys. My computer has decided to freeze. Let's think this. Okay. I'll just have to do it from here. No problem. So. Oops. Perfect. Okay. I'm back at it. Now, guys, this was definitely a problem, but you know what? Something that I learned not only through Hult, but through life is that problems are meant to be solved, right? So we're just moving on. So basically, guys, we are going to be covering what types of programs do we have with Hult. So the first master's degree, we have specialized masters. They include international business, international marketing, finance, business analytics, entrepreneurship and innovation. And we offer our 1-year MBA program as well as our part-time MBA program, both the executive and the online. I'm going to give a little bit more details on this ones later. But as you can see on the second column, we do have 4 different campuses around the world: Boston, San Francisco, London, and Dubai. But not every single master's degree is offered in every single campus. The only 2 programs that you can find in every single campus are international business or our 1-year MBA. Other than that, you can choose whichever other campus you want. Now, on the third column, you're going to see a very interesting piece of information, which says 1-year OPT. We're going to dive into this a little bit later, but definitely this is what work permit you will be allowed to do after graduating from these programs in these different campuses. So, and we also have a fantastic program, which you can see on the last column, which is our dual degree program. So definitely, this means you can do 2 degrees instead of 1. I will explain a little bit of this later. So first of all, our specializers, they are going to run through September to August. Now, from September to April, I'm going to have my main courses. And now, as you watched on the video, we are a non-traditional business school. We like to spice things up. So definitely, instead of being focused on exams or research, what we do is we want you to develop your practical skills. We want you to be job ready. So every model, which includes about 2 to 3 courses, you're going to have a business challenge right after that so that you can put those new skills to the test and learn by doing in actual time. So you're going to have about 3 of these projects throughout your whole program. Now, at the end of the program, from May to August, 2 different things are going to happen. The first is you're going to be able to choose your electives. And the second one is that you can actually do your internships as well. You can choose to do your internships in the main campus, or you can choose to rotate to any other of our campuses. And finally, from October to April, if you decide to do a second master's degree, you're going to do it during this time. Throughout the whole process, we will have a personal career coach that is going to help you get job ready and get a full contract before you get graduated. Now, for our 1-year MBA program, obviously the MBA has more credits. It's 42 credits overall. So 10 or 11 credits more than the specialized masters. However, it's done within the same year. So we're going to have 1 year, again, from September to April, but this time it's a little bit more intensive. Each model, again, is going to have between 2 to 3 courses and 1 business challenge right there, so you can put those skills to the test and try to diversify your experience. I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail what these business challenges entail. But as you can see, you can also specialize your MBA and also are eligible for a dual degree. Now, for our executive MBA and our global online MBA, these 2 programs are completely part-time, which means instead of doing everything in just 1 year, you have 26 months, which basically are a year and a little bit more. During the year one, we're going to do 2 models and also part of our electives. And then on year 2, we're going to do our next 3 models and also our electives. The cool thing about this program, especially the Executive MBA and the Global Online MBA, is that you can take up to 4 years in order to graduate, because we know that the professionals that are taking this program, they have families, they are working full-time, they have a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes you can just not join your classroom. So doesn't matter. You can just kick it to the next semester and you can take that class next semester. So it's very, very flexible. Now, what is the difference between the Executive MBA and the Global Online MBA? The Executive MBA is on campus and you have to fly back and forth once a month, let's say to Dubai or London, to take your courses there. Or you can do your whole program online with our online MBA. So those are the main differences. Now, we do have a new MBA program coming up, which is the MBA STEM track. Now we only have 7 specializations, but the most popular one is the STEM track. And the reason why is because right now, after COVID, everything has gone digital. Everything is a source of data now. So now we have a problem and also a great opportunity, which is an overload of data and information. So definitely the world is in need of business analytics, of data science professionals. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to play a video for you that is going to explain it.
The STEM MBA gives you a truly unique opportunity to specialize in analytics while learning international business in a truly diverse environment. Build a practical skill set with a learning by approach, grow your international network, all while gaining the most desirable degree in the job market.
Why should I take a STEM MBA?
When you choose the STEM analytics track at one of our home campuses, you will graduate with a world-class 1-year MBA. This will increase your employability worldwide in business areas such as science, technology, engineering, or math. If you study in a US campus, you can be eligible for up to 3-year post-work authorization, also known as OPT, in a STEM business analytics related field. Available for MBA students starting in fall 2023. Found out more at hult.edu/MBA.
So definitely, guys, this is a huge opportunity. I'm going to just give you about 3 seconds. You can scan this QR code with your phone and read a little bit more details on our blog about the STEM MBA, what it includes. And if you have any questions, you can just go to your enrollment advisor and definitely ask. Just as general information, there's a lot of questions on what makes me qualify for an MBA. You need to have at least 3 years of full-time work experience from the time you graduated university, or if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you need to have at least 10 years of full-time work experience. So now let's go into the collaboration with international teams. The whole idea of Hult is for you to learn how to tackle teamwork to lead globally, not only locally. So for example, this is an actual picture of our students from the international marketing. They are doing their business challenge, right? So teamwork is always difficult. It's always a challenge, even in your home culture. Now imagine the frustration and how difficult it is to tackle a business problem in English, but with people from around the world, different types of communication styles, different types of cultures and cultural norms. So definitely this also develops your soft skills on cross-cultural communication and team building. Now, what some of the business challenges that we're going to do throughout your master's or your MBA are going to be with real companies. In the past, we have worked with companies such as Amazon for the industry of e-commerce, right? Now we also have Unilever, consumer goods. We have also PricewaterhouseCoopers. We have financial consulting. What we try to do throughout your business challenges is for you to be able to adapt your skills, but in different industries, right? So that you can have real life skills that are adaptable for whatever job you might find. Either it's for an e-commerce or it's for a school. You still use your marketing, finance, or management skills, just adapting it to the different type of problem that you're having. Now, some of the cases that we had last year included Kinder and Mercedes-Benz. So for example, for Kinder, students did the developing of an integrated marketing campaign across above the line and below the line touch points. With Mercedes-Benz, they did solutions to increase the electronic vehicle share in key global markets. So as you can see, there's a lot of very interesting and very diverse problems in the business world across the world. Now, we always want you to specialize your program. If you remember some slides ago, we saw that after your main program finishes, you have about 4 months to choose electives. Well, you have more than 150 different electives to choose from digital marketing to finance, to data analytics, to technology and management, or even very, very cool and unique courses, such as the science of happiness and well-being, which I'm definitely dying to take, or maybe the management of psychology. So definitely a lot of different diverse skills that you can apply in the 21st century. Now there's a very unique opportunity at Hult. You can do a dual degree, which means doing one master's international business or a 1-year MBA. And by doing 6 more months, you can actually have a second master's degree.
When the job market is this competitive, you need a degree that'll make you stand out. With Hult's dual degree, you'll stand out, not just once, but twice. 18 months of study, 2 world-class degrees, twice the challenge, twice the knowledge, twice the ideas, twice the network, twice the fun. With Hult's dual degree option, you'll have twice the opportunities, twice the achievement, all wrapped up into one incredible school experience.
So that is a fantastic opportunity for all of our Hult students. You don't have to make a choice right now. We do this by different deadlines. So if you are interested in doing a dual degree, which I highly recommend. For example, you can do international marketing and do a dual degree with business analytics, and boom, you are unstoppable, especially if you want to go into digital marketing. And also if you want to have a piece of the benefits that the visa with the STEM OPT comes with. But I'm going to explain that a little bit later. Now, we also want you to become a global citizen. Hult is all about diversity, and we don't mean only in our classroom, but also to give you the opportunity to explore the world. So with different campuses in Boston, Dubai, London, San Francisco, and a rotation center in New York, you're going to be able to do that just. So every single year, Financial Times actually gives us the best rankings with regards to international students, with international faculty, because not only are you able to rotate among our campuses, so study your first part of the program in London, but then take your electives in Dubai and get to do all that networking and explore all the business industry in the Middle East. Or maybe you want to explore the US, Silicon Valley, let's go to San Francisco. I want to go to Boston, or maybe I want to discover New York. We have an amazing elective with it's called the fashion of the business fashion. The business of fashion is an elective that we have in New York during the summer. So if you are studying in the US and you want to go into the fashion industry, we have this amazing elective going through the summer. Now, we want you to gain international work experience as well. So in all of our campuses, you have the option of doing your internships, but also after graduating, there's some also work opportunities. So during your whole time, through your whole year, from day one until you graduate, you're going to work with fantastic career advisors. David is just one of our amazing career coaches at Hult. You're going to have different activities such as one-to-one coaching, mock interviews, because doing an interview in Indonesia is not the same as doing an interview in New York or in London. It requires a whole different kind of set of skills in order to communicate effectively, not only in English, but also the cultural norms that comes with it. We have a lot of alumni networking events. Actually, a fantastic program that we have is Hult Hires Hult, where we actually invite on campus our alumni, and they help our candidates through the job process in their own companies, which is amazing. It's kind of like a big brother or mentorship program. We also have recruiter visits, job fairs, and so much more. So the calendar sort of looks like this. We start in September with your orientation day, and bam, orientation day, you have your first immersion career workshop. Then after that, we're going to have later that month, our first networking event with alumni. Now, during the whole month of October, we're going to work on your LinkedIn page, your CV, how to do a one-to-one resume, or maybe also an alumni job panels. Sometimes these panels are the best opportunities that you have, guys. There are jobs that don't exist in a country and you do not believe it, but they exist in another country, So definitely hearing what our alumni have to say is very interesting. So as you can see, we're going to work very actively with the career development team until around March. By March, you all should have your internships. Now, internships can be paid or unpaid. We always try for our students to get, obviously, the paid internships. However, at the end of the day, this is your decision. Some of the very big companies give unpaid internships, and our students take them because they want the brand name of that company on their CV, right? But sometimes the little startups that are offering cool jobs are willing to pay, and quite a lot. So you have different opportunities there. So there are many ways to learn business, but there are many schools where you can actually live it. And that is everything related to Hult. Hult is a business school for business people. And that is why we have such amazing results. All of our career advisors have more than 10 years of experience with human resources managers and professional coaching. And that's why more than 90% of our students get employed within the next 6 months after graduation. Out of all of our students, remember that most of our students are international. So 95% of our students come from more than different 150 nationalities. 49% of those actually get employment in the US. So they get their OPT. We have more than 29,000 alumni across the world. So definitely a lot of networking experience. Now, this is an average of annual salary per region of the world. Obviously, this is an average. This is taken just from our alumni experience, but the average for students is about $50,000 per year after graduation. This is a great salary to have no matter where in the world. Now, obviously, in the Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, salaries are quite higher, so more opportunities there. Now, 58% of ours, 58% of increase in their salary pre-MBA or pre-master times. So definitely you can see that this is such a very high investment for you guys. Where am I going to go? This is a question that I get a lot. Where am I going to work? So this is very diverse. As our student body, most of our students go into financial services, but we also have a lot of them going into media and entertainment, technology, consumer goods, consulting. So definitely there's a lot of different paths. A master's in international business or an MBA or our master's in entrepreneurship is open to any background. You can have a bachelor's degree in English, or you can have a bachelor's degree in engineering and still apply, because business is for everybody, guys. Definitely, this is something that we have very close to Hult, and you will be able to explore the world and also diversify your portfolio and have different career opportunities. More than 326 companies have hired across 40 countries our graduates, going from Apple and Google to also Boston Scientific, Emirates, the Dubai Islamic Bank, it's a great employer, Ernst & Young, and so many others. So definitely, I will highly recommend going on our LinkedIn and look for Hult International Business School. If you go to Alumni, you will be able to see all of our alumni and explore where are they working at. Now, before going to our amazing alumni panel, just to explain what kind of visa support you get at Hult. So each student has a visa team that is going to work with them for their student visa so they can join September 2023, our amazing cohort. Obviously, the students doing the online MBA will not be doing a visa. However, all the students that are going to be doing their program on campus, they will have the assistance. Now, what kind of benefits do you get after graduation? With Dubai, as long as you are hired with any company, you get a work permit. This work permit is basically a temporary residence, right? So you can live there as long as you have a full-time work. Now, in the UK, there is the graduate immigration route, which means after graduating, you are able to work there for 2 years. Now, in the UK, you are able also to work while studying. With a Tier 4 visa, you're able to work up to 20 hours per week. And the average hourly wage is about £20 per hour. Not bad. Very good indeed. It will be it will allow you to pay about 80 to 85% of your living cost while being in London. Now, in case of the US, even though you cannot really work off campus during your first 9 months of program, you can still do your internships, which can be paid. These are internships for up to 20 hours per week. And then after graduation, if you do your regular 1-year master's or MBA, you get eligible for 1 year of an optional practical training. However, if you choose the MBA with the STEM track or business analytics or finance as a dual degree or a specialized master's, you are eligible for the STEM OPT, which allows you to stay working full-time in the US up to 3 years, which is amazing because with that many opportunities to stay there, you're going to be able to pay your investment back if in case you're getting a student loan or a bank loan or whatever financial source you got. Now, let's go to our amazing alumni panel. So we have Pearl from the Philippines. She's joining us. She studied with us international marketing in our London campus. And now she's working at Apply Board. She's an international recruiter as well. And we also have Adrian Sirigar from Indonesia. He did his MBA STEM with business analytics at our Boston campus. And he is working at OJK as division head in Indonesia. Welcome, you guys.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello,
Ivan.
hello.
Hi, Pearl. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
First of all, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I'm sorry of the technical issues that I had. I robbed us about 5 to 6 minutes, but no worries, we're still in schedule. So, guys, I have a few questions that we get a lot from candidates. So I'm going to ask you first, Pearl, why did you choose Hult?
Actually, I chose Hult because I had a friend who went to Hult the year before I did. We went together for uni and things like that. And when she was at Hult, she was telling me about the amazing experience that she has. She was also doing London campus, and just I think being a Filipino, you would always choose to be in the US, but there was a charm into the London campus that made me attracted into the London campus.
Well, definitely, yes. I work with a lot of people from the Philippines, and I do know that the US has a special bond with you guys. Political issues aside, you know.
I know that.
But me, Pearl, I come from Latin America. We're basically the
Yes,
same, you know.
exactly. And
Everybody in Latin
there's a
America has
specific charm for
somebody in the
London.
US.
Yes.
Yes. So definitely London is very different, very out there. It's a new experience. And it's so close to Europe, right? So taking a train
Yes.
to go to like anywhere is very
To
attractive
France
as well. Now,
is the
to
easiest.
France, to Italy, amazing.
Yeah.
Adrian, what about you? Why did you choose Hult?
Yeah, so I'm at the time, I think it's 2018, 2019. I've been working 5 years in multiple industries. I started in petrochemical, then I moved into insurance and pension fund, and it's quite distinct. And then I spent at the time my last company before I did my MBA is with Ernst and Young in consulting, mainly Indonesian and Singapore clients at the time. I believe what I learned from EY at the time, the international diversity of the firm itself is very important, because every country have their own characteristic clients, characteristics, so on and so forth. So it's just pretty rational for me to do the MBA with Hult at that time.
That's fantastic. And we actually have a very good partnership with EY, where we offer a special MBA
I didn't know at
all of
that
their staff
time,
members.
Ivan. I didn't know. So when I was in Boston, literally the managing director told me the partnership.
And you were like, oh no, too late, man. Okay, no problem, Adrian. Next time it is, maybe for your DBA. Okay, so the next questions that I have for you guys is something that we also come across a lot. Now, our business challenges and the way we focus and hold with practical learning and having this focus on projects, it's quite different to other schools, right? Where exams and research projects are the norm, and there's a lot of memorization. We really want to focus on developing skills. So Pearl, can you tell me a little bit more of your favorite business challenge that you came across during your time at Hult?
Well, I think at Hult there's a lot of business challenge going on. Like even per course, before you finish the course, there's going to be a business challenge. So it's kind of like an internship in some sense, just each and every module. that you have. But I think the one that sticks to me is the final one that we did, because it was a good mix between us. So I did MIM, right? And then we had one from the BBA program, which is pretty interesting for someone who has this much working experience, and then you have someone just coming from a bachelor's degree program. It was a pretty interesting challenge for us too, because it is a very traditional industry. It's a company that's called One Peterson. So basically, they are famous for oil and gas offshore. As an oil and gas offshore company, they have clients such as Shell, Chevron, and things like that. And the challenge that we had was, how can we incorporate a very traditional industry into digital marketing, basically, and incorporating innovation and things like that, for them to be able to retain their clients, grow business within the industry and things like that. And it's a pretty tough challenge. And as well as, the good thing is that we were able to tackle everything in all different angles because of the diversity of our team as well. I think in my team, well, I'm a Filipino, and then we have one from Latin America. Then we had one who is, I call them the third culture kids, because one's French Russian, one's French Swiss, and things like that. So you don't know what they are anymore.
Half Italian here.
There you go.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is exactly true, right? For people that don't know, the average amount of languages that our students speak is actually 3. So their native language, English, of course, because everything is done in English at Hult, but then always is very interesting. People have always a third language or so. And yes, we have a lot of people coming from multicultural families and a lot of international experience before coming. So meeting these people as well is very fascinating. Now, Adrian, what about you? Can you tell me a little bit more about your favorite business challenge?
Yeah. Thanks, Ivan. I would like to share, as Pearl said, right, there are a lot of business challenges. I mean, the one is the main challenge, we call it future challenge, but I want to share briefly about the integrated marketing side. So the future challenge is basically the very ultimate challenge that we had. We call it future challenge because it's about like forward thinking using the technology, so like AI, IoT, and I think the pandemic just started at that time, so we're transitioning from physical to hybrid, so it's very relevant. And basically we had this idea of having sensors for a clean water distribution. So Maharashtra is one of the richest state in India, but we found that there is area in that state that there is no access to clean waters. And the other one is the international marketing. One is our clients is a real non-profit organization called I4 International Fund for animal welfare, based in Washington, D.C. So I'm from Indonesia, and what we learned that most exotic animals that illegally exported into North America comes even like it's still today from Indonesia, the Sumatran tiger, the Borneo elephant, orangutan, so on and so forth, right? So just to show you guys, it's a very diverse, and therefore I biasly select teams from various part of countries, as Pearl also shared. One team member from Brazil, Portugal, China, Polish, Switzerland, India, and myself, Indonesia, right? So I think that's so my program is MBA. Is basically how to be a generalist. That's how they call it. But at the same time, there is a lot of local context and technical and granulars around trends and everything. So you will be able to make the right judgment for the right context, right? Yeah, I think that's what I've learned, Ivan.
That is an amazing life lesson, though, right? Because what people don't notice is the way we do marketing, let's say in Argentina, South America, is not the same way you would do a marketing strategy, let's say in London or even China. You know, like I've been working with a Chinese market. They don't have Facebook. They don't have Google. So everything that you studied throughout your digital marketing courses are not relevant for that market. You have to get to know Weibo and WeChat. And what's another one? Taobao. There's so many, guys. So and each and Korea has Kakao and Line. I think Line is not Korean, right? Is
Line is
Korean as well?
Thailand.
Oh, cool. Oh, Line is Thailand. Oh, represent.
Yeah, I mean, I used
So
Line for Thailand, so.
but like like every single country has such a different way of doing marketing, such a different way of selling products. So that is the important part also of this team challenges. If you get to discover the best practices from people across the world in different types of professions, and you have that aha moment, like, oh, wow, I never thought about doing this. Let me get this benchmark and take it back home so that I can do my job better there, right? And another thing that Adrian went into, and I really want to highlight, is that we also have a lot of projects that have a real social impact. At Hult, across the whole program, every single master's degree that we have offers authentic leadership courses. So it's all about creating a growth mindset and how to have a positive impact, not only in your workspace, but also in the community around you, how to become a better person. And we actually have a very big competition called the Hult Prize. And the Hult Prize is the biggest social entrepreneurship competition around the world, which gives $1 million of funding to the winning team. And every single year, the theme is different. This year is redesigning fashion, how to make the fashion industry more sustainable. And actually, Pearl participated in the Hult Prize and won in Hult Prize London. So winner, please tell us, how was that experience?
Well, it was pretty intense, I would tell you, Ivan, because on top of doing the whole Hult Prize, you still have to do your homeworks, your assignments, still have to show in class and things like that. It is a business idea. So essentially, you're actually doing all the basics into coming up with a startup. And yeah, it's pretty interesting as well, because we all came in, we went to, so there's going to be a campus Hult Prize session where it's a voluntary thing, right? So you can just go into the session, just listen to what the challenge is going to be, and they'll tell you what are the things that are expected for each and every team and things like that. Then you get to choose your team, which is is actually the hardest part of joining these things, because it's like you are going to spend a lot of time with them. It's basically coming up with a startup idea, so they'll also become your business partner in some sense, right? If it kicks off. And yeah, we started during September. We all went to the session and we were like, you know what? Let's try to do this. If it works, if it works. And then of course we were coming from different backgrounds as well. There were two. It essentially worked. It became tough in the beginning because of cultural differences. And how we all tackle things. And if you have someone from Europe who's never been to Asia and you are tackling a problem that's something that you see every day, it's like you don't see things eye to eye until they understand what it is, right? So that was a thing, and which opens your eyes as well to how interesting culture is going to be, and how you become more passionate about where you're coming from and sharing your culture, and as well as learning from different culture and how they work, how to get along with them basically, and how to politely say no to things.
Politely say no to things. That I love. I'm going to make a note of it, because I feel like in this region, you guys don't know how to say no.
That is very true.
Adrian, speaking about like having this experience with international teams, How was your work experience in the US? From what I know, you had a very special work experience in New York, but also at the time COVID started. So how did that go?
Yeah. Thanks, Ivan. Hearing Pearl experience is very interesting. Because at that time, what I did mostly is, to be very honest, is just networking, right? So I just kept going to New York and Boston, just meeting a lot of companies, a lot of events. Sometimes I did not invite it, but they just keep coming, and they reminded there's whether it's a Indonesian or Indian guy, they don't really care, but it's just keep coming. I still remember a lot of people ask. Long story short, all those networkings eventually brought me not necessarily the job yet, even, but a very, very strong network with fintech communities in New York and Boston. What it turns out, I realized this fintech gangs are very closely related with some other, even the regulators in Hong Kong, in Bangalore, in Singapore at that time. Not to mention, I was working with EY, and then it's still connected. So there is a small fintech research firm in New York that offered me the job, but as you said, right, it was the start of the pandemic. So this job offered to me, not necessarily because I'm the expert, because the Americans are the experts, right, on fintechs, but they believe the underlying technologies supporting financial services, which now we call it fintech, is a matter of reaching people through virtual services, right? So they need someone who understand other markets context. So yeah, I did work in New York for very briefly, but then I continued to work in consulting for quite a while, and then now I'm part of the financial services regulator, all because of those interactions during that time. I wanted to get that experience work, but the career brought me to the Southeast Asian kind of emerging economy at that time, Ivan. So I think that's
networking
the
is
story.
so important. Networking is so important, right? Definitely, I really do recommend. And now, just to start with our final questions, I just wanted to know, well, it says that, how can I put this? Because guys, for the ones watching, English is not my first language. Okay, so I have sometimes to translate in my head as I go, and I stumble with my words because I'm thinking in Spanish most of the time, which is my mother tongue. Now, definitely, the admissions process at Hult is quite unique. I've been doing this for 10 years. This is my 8th country that I've lived in. I cannot even fathom that. I used to live in South Korea before, but like I've lived in Europe and Latin America in different places. And I'm always amazed of what we're doing right now with admissions, because we really provide a personalized guidance for each and every single one of our students. So actually, Pearl, after graduating, you joined us. You joined us as a recruiter for Hult. And now you are an international recruiter as well.
I actually got the job because of my network as well. So just come into the context of networking. It just stumbled upon me. Someone just messaged me and was like, there's an opening and things like that. And funny thing, Adrian, is I spent quite some time in Indonesia, actually. So spent it's like 2 years or so in Indonesia, and then we moved to Hong Kong.
You were based in Jakarta?
Yes. And then we moved to Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, you also were based in
Hong Kong. I should have met you, so Pearl, and went to Hong Kong as well.
I know.
Guys, we have to make this this meeting go. We have to have an international meeting. It's time. You know, like everybody from the alumni group, everybody from Asia just meet, I don't know, for a week or so in Singapore or somewhere close. It would be an amazing experience. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. And for the ones watching, if you want to ask any questions to Pearl or Adrian, you can find them on LinkedIn and just add them or send them a message. I know they wouldn't mind. And also you can reach out to me. And if you want to meet more alumni, you can always reach out to your enrollment advisor. Now, before we finish our presentation for today, I really wanted to say thank you for Adrian and Pearl for joining me today. We are going to finish off with a little bit more information. But thank you guys for your time and always sharing your story with different candidates from around the world. So one of our final questions before we finish our online session is, a lot of people ask about the scholarships, and we definitely have those. We have merit-based awards that will allow our candidates from around the world be able to finance their studies. So obviously, not every student gets the same amount of scholarship, and obviously you have to choose which category works best for you, right? We have women in business because we are true believers that pay should be equal for everybody for the job they're due, not based on their gender. We do believe that we need more representation, especially in top management, and more science and STEM jobs for women. We do have our social impact scholarship for people coming from emerging markets or that have had a lot of experience in volunteering and having social impact in their community. We have our entrepreneurship scholarship, which is for all those people that have participated or have their own entrepreneurial project. The Global Professional Scholarship, which is for expats or people that have had vast international experience before. And obviously our leadership scholarship for people with had leadership roles in the past or have one right now. And finally, the Academic Excellence Scholarship for all of those students with a 3.5 GPA or more. So this will be able to help you finance a partial part of your tuition fee. Now, our application deadline is March 16. We do have a special financial aid for our Dubai campus, which could cover up to 50% of your tuition. And this is for the Masters in International Business or the one-year MBA. Other programs are not included, but we do want to offer more support for those wanting to explore Middle East, for those wanting to go into our Dubai campus. There are limited spots for every single scholarship. This is a yearly budget, and it's a first come, first served basis. And our admissions process, to be honest, is very efficient. So you can have the admissions process done on steps. You don't have to have all your documents right now. The only thing that we need is for you to scan this QR code, go to our online page, and you will be able to actually fill out an online profile, sort of like you're creating a new Gmail account. Once you do that, it will ask you to pay an application fee of $95. Now, this is the first step. Then you have become an official applicant at Hult International Business School. After this, you will be contacted by your enrollment advisor, and we will help you through the admissions process, checking your essay that everything is correct, checking your documents. You will have time to revise your references, but no need for any English test right now. we always try for our students to spend as little as possible, you know? So the only moment that we really require an English test is after you have received your results from your admissions. If you have been accepted and you want to accept the offer from Hult, we can conditionally accept you and then give you some time to take your English test and then send us your scores. If your scores are positive, so meaning you have about 120 in your Duolingo, or maybe a 90 in your TOEFL, or a 6.5 in your IELTS, then you will be fully accepted and you can just move on into the visa process phase. But at the end of the day, the admissions office will be here with you from start to finish. We'll be here to support you in every single step of the way. So thank you everybody for having joined. I'm going to ask, so I already answered both of these questions that are in the Q&A box. So yes, you can apply before the deadline of March 16, and there are scholarships available. However, the application fee cannot be waived by attending this webinar. I'm sorry. The application fee is mandatory for all students. Now, for these scholarships categories, I showed them right now in the last slide, but you can also find them on our webpage. If you scan the QR code on the slide, you will be able to go to our webpage and just look for the scholarship categories that we offer. The maximum amount is maximum about 30 or 20%. There are partial scholarships, because at the end of the day, instead of helping 3 people, we help 6 or 10 or 20, you know? So we definitely have those choices. And maybe for somebody that is listening out there, and if you do really want this and you want to invest in your education, and maybe a partial scholarship is not enough, you can ask your enrollment advisor about student loan opportunities. A lot of our students apply for student loans such as Empower, Prodigy, Discover. They offer up to $50,000 per semester for international students to study their master's degrees. And then each of these different providers have a different interest rate where you can go and research by yourselves. But in general, they give the student up to 10 years to pay their debts little by little. So it's about $200 to $500 per month. So it's very, very doable, and it's totally worth it. So guys, write to your enrollment advisors today. Send them a WhatsApp message, Line, Kakao, Viber, WeChat, whatever you have. Send them a message. They will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And remember the application deadline for March 16. For all of our confirmed accepted students, we have already started the visa process. So let's start doing this so we can start your visa and get you to class before September. Thank you so much, Adrian, Pearl. Thank you again for coming and joining me today. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you in Philippines or Indonesia. I'm actually going to be in Philippines this weekend, but Pearl, you're busy.
Yes, a lot of work to do.
No, shame on you, Pearl. Shame on you.
Next time you're here. Or
Next
when
time.
I'm in Hong Kong. I'll definitely go
Next
to Hong
time.
Kong for sure.
And we can have estofado together, because I have estofado too in my country.
I know.
Okay,
I know
Adrian,
these things
we have
just
so
because
many
of being
of
a
the
Hult, like you share dishes.
yeah, we have so many of the same dishes. Adrian,
Yep.
always a pleasure, man. Wish you the best.
Thanks, Ivan. Thanks, Pearl. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
See
you,
you
everyone.
soon in Jakarta. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Don't forget to apply today.